Welcome back to the channel, everyone. We are back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about virtual RAM. And so I always like to start with the basics. What is RAM? Well, RAM stands for random access memory, and it can be thought of as your computer's short-term memory. So when you're opening an application, files, other software, these are things that tend to pull on your RAM, right? The ability to multitask is related to how much RAM you have. So if you have about 40 tabs open because you're multitasking, utilizing different websites and different resources, these are things that are going to consume your RAM. And so RAM definitely affects your ability to multitask on your computer, on your device. It definitely plays a role in, how much work you can do at once. There are definitely other factors that play a role in those same things. We're not going to go in depth about those other factors, but RAM is a part of it. And so now we head over to virtual RAM. What is virtual RAM? So I like to think of virtual RAM as fake RAM. It's not physical RAM, rather it is space on your hard drive that you have allocated, and that space aims to replicate physical RAM. It tries to behave in the similar fashion. It tries to do the same amount of work that physical RAM would complete, but it's not legit RAM, right? Now, there are no problems with increasing your virtual RAM, as that's what this video is going to be about. I'm going to show everyone how to do that in the easiest way possible. But I will stress that it is not the solution for the issue at hand. So if you are increasing your virtual RAM space because you're low on RAM, the best solution and the most efficient solution would always be to increase the RAM, the physical RAM that you have on your device if possible, right? So if it's not too complicated, if it's an easy swap, if it's not soldered onto the motherboard or whatever it is, then replacing and upgrading the RAM is the best bang for buck. You'll get more performance out of it. It will be faster. It will be more efficient than any virtual RAM you can add to your device. All right, so now that we have an understanding of RAM and virtual RAM, we're going to head over to our computer, and we are going to locate either the recycle bin, which is on the desktop usually, or File Explorer, which can be found on the bottom of your taskbar, usually pinned, and it looks like a folder. All right, so either one, we're going to open it, click on it. Once we have that open, we are going to select this PC, and then we're going to right click on it. When we right click on it, we're going to have a menu that pops up. We're going to scroll down to the bottom and select Properties. And so now that we're in Properties, we do want to be mindful of some of the information that's in here. The most important information that we care about is in the device specification section. There's a subsection for installed RAM, and it tells us how much RAM is installed on our device. So for my computer, I have 4 gigs of RAM, right? So make note of that number because we do need to multiply it later on. Once you have made note of the RAM on your device, we are going to move all the way over to the right side of the screen, and there's a section called Related Settings. In that section, we're going to scroll down to Advanced System Settings and click on that. And that's going to bring up another interface. So bring us over to the center of the screen so we can see it a bit better. So this is going to bring up the System Properties interface. And once you're here, you do need to confirm that you are in the Advanced subsection in this interface, right? So it might take you here, it might not, it might take you into hardware, system protection, whatever. It should take you into advanced because you are clicking on advanced system settings. But do confirm that you are in the advanced system settings of this interface. And then you're going to click on settings. All right, so performance settings. And once you've clicked on that, yet another interface is going to pop up on top of it, performance options. And we want to make sure that we select advanced again, right? So select advanced, and this is going to bring us to our processor scheduling and virtual memory settings. And so once you have located virtual memory, which is right down here, Go ahead and select change. And this is where we make some magic happen. So we're going to unselect the box that's already checked. So in virtual memory, uncheck automatically manage in page and file. We don't want it to be done for us. We want to do it ourselves. And then once you have that unchecked, you're going to select custom size. Now for the initial size or the minimum size, it is Microsoft's recommendation that you take your RAM and multiply it by 1.5. And whatever that number is, whatever your RAM is, and whatever number you get after you multiply it by 1.5, you're going to enter that number into the initial size. So we're going to do the RAM for my device as an example. We're going to bust out our calculator for this one, just so that it's visual and also we don't make any mistakes, right? Let's pull that up. Right, cool. So the installed RAM on my device is 4 gigs. I'm going to take 4. Then I'm going to multiply that by 1.5. And so I get 6, right? So the minimum custom size that I can put in for the virtual memory is going to be 6 gigs. So how do I get that number? It's not just 6. You do need to multiply it to get the correct size in megabytes. So what you want to do is take that number that you got after you multiplied it by 1.5 and multiply it by the size of a megabyte, which is 1024. So 1024, and I get 6144, so I'm going to type that in. Then repeat the same step for the maximum size, right? So go back, clear out calculator. We're going to take 4, we're going to multiply it by 3 because this is the maximum recommendation from Microsoft. So take it, multiply it by 3, we get 12. So 12 gigs is going to be the maximum size for our virtual RAM in the maximum size section, but it does have to be converted over 2 megabytes, right? So we take that 12, once again, multiply by 1024, and we get 12,288 megabytes. So we're going to type that in, 12,288. Once you have all of your numbers for the initial size and the maximum size, go ahead, select set, and hit OK. And you're going to be prompted to reboot your machine. So this step is very important, so go ahead, restart the machine. Alright, so we're back. I rebooted my machine after making the changes for virtual RAM, and now I want to check my work. I want to ensure that those changes actually went through and I didn't have any glitches or it just faked me out. So how do we check our work? The easiest way is to actually trace your steps back, right? So we're going to go back into either Recycle Bin or File Explorer. We're going to go to this PC. We're going to right click again, go down to Properties. Once again, go over to the right hand side, select Advanced System Settings. We're going to take that System Properties interface that popped up, make sure we are in Advanced, and select Settings in the Performance section. And then we're going to go over to Advanced again, and under Virtual Memory, it tells me the total amount of virtual RAM that is available. So earlier on, this number for me was about 1,400 and change, and now it has increased a lot. It's at 6,144 megabytes. So the change actually worked. I was able to successfully increase my virtual RAM, right? Now, there are other ways to check. If you don't want to do it this way, you just want to see the other ways. Another way that you can check your work, you can go into the Start menu and search for System Information and open that up. And this should default you to the System Summary page, so make sure you're in System Summary. And then if you go through the summary towards the bottom, there's a section for your virtual memory, right? So it tells you total virtual memory is 10 gigs. The available virtual memory now 8.17 gigs, etc. So that's another way to check your work. And the last method for checking your work, you can go back into the Start menu you can search for storage. So open up storage settings, and you want to make sure that once you have this open, select show more categories. And once you select that option, select the system and reserved. So go ahead and select that. And then once again, this tells you how much original memory you have. So as you can see, 6.01 gigs. So yeah, that's how you increase your virtual RAM. Hopefully this helps you out if you are having some troubles with running applications or your computer is a bit sluggish. This is a good workaround. But like I said earlier, the best fix for RAM that's running low or just bad RAM in general is to increase it or replace it. But yeah, if you found this video helpful, please drop me a like and please subscribe. And also leave comments. Comments are very helpful. Give me feedback. If there's something that you want me to talk about in the next video, then drop a comment. Let me know. Until the next one, everyone have a fantastic day.